Pro Wrestling Commentary with Roman Pearson Jr.
Welcome back to the best pro wrestling commentary. This is Junior, along with Roman Pierce, to break down the latest and greatest from Raw last night, with other wrestling news as well. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, actually, my first beef with Raw last night, not any of the wrestlers, but I'm sorry, Tampa, but the crowd sucked last night. The crowd did not seem to be into it. Sting opens up Raw, and I don't know, it just didn't seem to be, the crowd wasn't into it. Did you get that vibe, or?
Yeah, it seemed kind of bland. I wasn't excited at all. I mean, the show itself was exciting, but the crowd was just kind of like, eh. But what did you think about Sting when he came out and his ultimatum?
Oh, I loved it. I love it. I mean, honestly, that was one of my big wishes, seeing Sting in the WWE. So, anytime I get to see him in WWE is awesome, and I love the fact he's got a title match. So I got my fingers crossed that he's going to win the title. It'll be like the last check mark on his list of accomplishments.
I think he's going to do it. It's awesome, though. With John Cena, though, he comes out, and I hear his music. I didn't want to really see him, but when he gave the ultimatum to Stephanie McMahon, and I don't know, I just kind of felt, with Seth Rollins, his girlfriend, getting fired for the Nazi My Little Pony thing, I kind of felt like they were really punking him out and saying, hey, you know what, you're nothing without us if you're trying to leave us or take control because we fired your girlfriend. I just felt a little vibe. I don't know. Did you feel anything with
that? With the whole Triple H, and actually with Sting giving all this praise to Triple H.
What? Yeah, exactly. Why is he kissing his butt for? I don't get that. Come on, Sting.
Or at least he could have mentioned, but it took 4 of the guys that beat me besides Triple H. He didn't mention the cheating or anything like that.
But you're right, though. The icon, Sting, comes out and he's just like, you're not better than Triple H. And Triple H came out and he shook my hand. It's almost like, I wonder if he knows what deal he got into. And now he's like, well, the money's good, so I'm just going to roll with it. So, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Sting didn't re-up his Legends contract.
I'm sure he will. I mean, I imagine he's probably making a lot more money than he ever did with TNA or WCW.
Yeah.
I don't know about WCW because Ted Turner was pretty rich.
That's
but
true.
More money than he would make with TNA, video game royalties, merchandising, all that. So, I mean, he's gonna make good money.
Right.
And then, so I love that part, of course. And one more thing I was gonna mention, the Triple H part. I was kind of shocked with that, and it does, like you said, I do kind of get that vibe. They're really like sticking it to Seth Rollins. And then even when Stephanie McMahon backed up what Sting said.
Yeah. And see, when Cena came out, he was just like, look at Randy Orton, kind of like, he was the main guy for a long time, and now he's just kind of there. So be careful because you're replaceable.
Mention Batista.
And it's funny because Cena said you're replaceable, but it's almost like he's saying, I know where I'm at because Vince got me there. I'm his stallion. I'm his horse, his racehorse. So even Triple H can't control me.
Yeah, but Cena's as the face of the company. That's kind of fading. I don't know who's going to take his spot, but I would say Daniel Bryan, but he's injured kind of frequently, so.
Yeah, and moving along, and then we see another segment with this Braun Strowman. What did you think about that? Again, he dominated the Shield and Ambrose again.
I like that. It's just, unfortunately, I don't see what he can do without having Bray Wyatt with him, because obviously they're not going to be a faction forever. But I like that. His mic skills, I want to see more of what he can say. Because to me, Luke Harper's mic skills are lacking.
Yeah, I was surprised because when he came out and started speaking, for some reason I said, please don't have this squeaky voice. But it was actually pretty good. He was like, blah, blah, whatever he said.
He sounded like this.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to kind of be like, I'm going to hurt you. But you know what? I think he's... I think he's today's Kane. That's what I think. You right?
Yeah.
Just me?
It's true. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be dominant like that, but he tore him up. Ambrose and Reigns.
Definitely did.
Speaking of Ambrose and Reigns, I had a question when I was watching them. With all their talk about brotherhood, being brothers, do you think that's foreshadowing someone getting stabbed in the back?
I think so, but then at the same time, I really think they're going to bring a third member of the Shield because they're dealing with the Wyatt family. I just wonder who it's going to be. Is it going to be someone new, someone from NXT, Ring of Honor? Who knows? We'll see. I think they signed someone from Asia. I don't know if it was Japan or China, but
I know they signed Kana, a female wrestler.
Right.
And they got the Hideo Hideo, I forgot his last name, in NXT already.
Absolutely. And, obviously we touched on Seth Rollins' girlfriend getting fired, and she just debuted on NXT TakeOver, which is just such a shame. And then you also pinpointed earlier, you said Hulk Hogan is on his, what was the tour you called it?
Apology tour.
His apology tour. So
I'm
make
not
sure you
saying
get
he's
tickets
not-
to the Hulk Hogan apology tour.
Not saying he's not sincere, it's just that's what typically what happens when celebrities are caught with something. They go on different shows to talk about how sorry they are.
Right. Honestly, I do think he's being sincere. I forgive the guy. You said you forgave him in the last show. I think people do make mistakes. And he's right, though, when he said that we've all said things and one comment or one statement really shouldn't destroy a legacy. But then again, everyone has their own opinion. No one's perfect. But I think he's really being sincere. Not that I'm defending what he said. What he said was messed up.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. But I just hope you see him in the WWE again. At the very least, where he can at least comment on documentaries and they don't act like he never existed.
Well, the day you'll see Hulk Hogan back in the WWE is when you see the best in the world, straight edge superstar CM Punk.
Nah, he'll be back before then. Which I honestly, mark my words, CM Punk will appear in WWE again one day.
And you know what? Another thing, the Bellas, when they came out, and again, have the 14-day countdown to beating AJ Lee's greatest reign. Part of me is like, is she coming back? Is she coming back? But I wonder if they're rubbing that in their face also.
No, I think Charlotte's gonna win. I mean, and there was once Charlotte, when they were doing the beat the clock, once Charlotte had the 1 minute 47 seconds, I knew she had it. I didn't see Paige beating Sasha Banks, such a big name in female wrestling that quickly. So, in which I'll be happy. As much as the Bellas, I mean, beautiful women, like their wrestling is better from when they first appeared, but still, I prefer it on a woman who can actually wrestle, who's a legit wrestler. Charlotte, Naomi, Sasha, Paige, all them. Becky Lynch. I mean,
so what do you think? Do you think that the Bellas are on their way out the door? They're taking a hiatus. I mean, if Charlotte gets the Divas title, what does that set up? Is that going to be a long reign, or do you think that she's going to get it back and become the first ever fourth-time Divas champion?
I would honestly, with Charlotte, so she is a good wrestler. I'd actually like to see. I mean, I hate to break up those teams so early, but I'd like to have this opportunity for maybe Paige to get jealous, or there to be some jealousy in Team PCB.
You know what? I hate that name, PCB. Seriously, every time I hear it, it's like,
well,
I don't know, peanut butter and jelly or something.
You know what they originally wanted to call them, right? Or what their first name was? Submission Sorority.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently there's some dominatrix.
So it was some kind of porno or something.
Yeah,
but WWE's PG. What are they? PG-4 now?
Yeah, they're
PG toddler.
I think they're slowly but surely going back to PG-14.
But I just think that PCB it sounds stupid. I'm sorry. Come up with something more. You have a creative team of writers that you're paying, and supposedly you're using them to compete with everything on the USA Network, and they just come out with a 3-letter.
I think that's what happened.
Nomenclature.
Once they found out about the submission sorority, they were like, "Oh crap! Paige, Charlotte, Becky. Okay, PCB.
Wow.
There you go." But I mean, I hope in Charlotte versus Sasha. I mean, this sets up some great championship matches. No offense to the Bellas, like I said. If you're watching, y'all have improved greatly since when y'all first debuted. But I'm sorry, you're still Charlotte, Sasha, Paige, all them. Their wrestling ability, I'm sorry, they're still up there.
You know what? The Bellas are great. I think they do good. Their wrestling ability is great. I just think it's another John Cena factor where we've been oversaturated with them. Now they have competition. We want to see someone new get the title. But I want to see Sasha Banks. I want to see her do her thing solo and dominate. So I know she got hurt taking a spill.
Oh, she took it, yeah, that.
NXT TakeOver when she was wrestling Bayley.
So, by the way, that was an awesome match. Honestly,
outstanding.
That should win Match of the Year. Well, it should be a candidate for Match of the Year.
Definitely. Bayley, she's a great star, too.
Because, I look forward to seeing her in the main roster one day.
Absolutely.
And then moving on to the tag team match. So we got to see the Dudleys actually in action on Raw for the first time in over a decade.
Over 10 years, yeah.
And honestly, I'm just so impressed at how good they look. I mean, I know they were in TNA, so they kept in shape, of course. But still, they just
kept in a nice kind of beer belly round shape.
No, but they
got the arms though.
But they don't look old. Like they still look the same. Like when you look at them from back in the day, they still look the same.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed by that. I mean, the wrestling, I love it. The Bubba Ray's doing this whole Dusty Rhodes style punch. I love that.
Yeah.
The 3D, I'm just excited. Like, I was already happy about the tag team division with the new people in, but now this is just adds icing to the cake. So,
Absolutely.
and speaking of tag team, one more quick thing I wanted to mention. I'll say for me, the match of the night was, of course, Cesaro and Kevin Owens. I love that rivalry.
Really great workers, yeah.
Look forward to more matches between them. Although I feel bad for Tyson Kidd because I'm kind of thinking Cesaro's becoming more and more popular. He's going to outshine being in a tag team. So when his kids comes back, he won't have anything to do. This was he finally got his break because Tyson Kidd's a great wrestler.
You think you know me.
You think you know me.
You think you know BPWC. You know what I wanted to talk about was Titus O'Neil when he's doing commentary. How he kind of punked Byron Saxton out. He said, how come every time we come out here and do commentary, Byron, you get all quiet? And it sounded like he had a little beef with Michael Cole. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, but I think Titus O'Neil, he's great on the mic, which is why I foresee him as I think a future single star, as well as when he retires. I think he'd be an awesome commentator, but I did notice that a little bit.
Awesome commentators.
Yeah, well, yeah, just like us. Sorry.
WWE Network, you know, if you're watching.
If you're watching, please. But
we don't beg here, okay?
If you want to offer me a contract, I'll beg. Anyways, Byron Saxton, because when I watched Takeover and I saw him on NXT, if you watch NXT, I mean, he sounds much better. He's really into the matches, has good commentary. So I know you mentioned this. Maybe this is an act for him. Maybe it's his character to not be able to perform at the big stage. I don't get it because he does sound good on NXT, but on Raw he just doesn't bring it.
I don't know. I think they're trying to downplay him on purpose because maybe he's gotten some kind of heat, and maybe they're trying to get rid of him. Who would they replace him with? Probably Corey Graves. I don't know.
Corey Graves is good. I will give him that.
He's all right. I don't watch that Culture Shock show on the network.
I mean, his commentary.
It's all right. But we'll see where that goes.
Not a Corey Graves fan.
Yeah. Nothing against the guy, but nah.
And then, of course, ending of the show, John Cena and Seth Rollins. So John Cena is going to invoke his U.S. title rematch clause. So Seth Rollins could end up walking out of Night of Champions with nothing.
You know, that kind of burns me. You know, if Cena comes back and he wins the U.S. title back, and then Rollins just stays with the WWE World Heavyweight title, it makes me feel like it takes the specialness away from him winning it and being the first person to achieve that. So I'm kind of hoping that Cena gets burned again. But again, I just feel like behind the scenes it has something to do with maybe Seth throwing a fit over his girlfriend getting fired. And I think he could do better than that because she's cute, but she's not. To me, she's not even diva material. So she's like a crackhead Paige.
Oh wow!
You know, just the way she looks like.
Shots fired, definitely shots fired there. But
made you look, you know.
And before we close out, I do want to mention just say congratulations to Sarah Lee and Josh from Tough Enough, winners. And you guys better bring it because Tough Enough winners have yet to really accomplish much. Well, John Morrison, the actual winner. Now, of course, Miz and Ryback came from Tough Enough as well.
But you have to admit, though, John Morrison, you know, he took Melina.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's impressive in itself. I know they announced a new Tough Enough April 20th. So, looking forward to that.
Are you going to be submitting a video?
To wrestle?
Yeah.
I would love to, but my stamina isn't quite. I'm not in my I'm not in Air Force condition like I used to be.
Okay. So ZZ, I guess if he didn't make the cut, I guess you might as well just not even try.
Although I do think ZZ has a future if he can get in shape. Patrick and Mata, I certainly hope we see them again.
I think with that, at the end of the day, you got to want it bad enough. And I think ZZ didn't want it bad enough. I think he thought he was going to be a shoo-in, but I think at the end of the day, they looked at it and they're like, man, you know, Brock Lesnar, who is an athlete of athletes, who doesn't even like to travel. Imagine this guy.
Yeah, you know? But ZZ connects with people. He has a personality. You have seen, there's plenty of examples of someone with a lot of charisma, but bad wrestling ability or not as much wrestling ability that can still get over with fans.
Well, that's going to be the show. We thank you for watching BPWC Best Pro Wrestling Commentary. I'm Roman Pierce, and this is my esteemed colleague, Junior. Look out for his video coming up soon this week. His best 5 all-time favorite wrestling or wrestlers of all time. Childhood. We thank you for watching, and we're also looking for a female commentator. So if you're out there and you're interested, send us a YouTube comment or email or hit us up on Facebook.
And that's it for tonight. Keep watching wrestling and keep watching us. Goodbye.